So you're actually being present with yourself and aware and mindful, which isn't really very easy. I mean, we live in a very outer-directed world.
And we're very competitive with one another. We just are.
Yeah. You know, we're just on the go. And so then to go into an exercise class or a yoga class and reinforce it's all about keeping up and pushing and trying to look like the teacher and oh my God, I didn't wear the right thing and all the insecurities that it kind of...
I can't even see my toes, no less touch them, right?
It's just deeper. Whereas if you come in for your own yoga lesson or hopefully even in a class with a very skillful teacher, will keep inviting you into your own experience. That's the point, is to keep being coaxed into these places inside yourself for healing and opening
and empowering
guidance and empowerment.
True.
All of these things that we kind of avoid by being busy, let's say, or being caretakers. Women are such good caretakers and thinking of everyone first, and then we get kind of pissy.
Right.
I mean, unfortunately, when you don't take care of yourself, it shows up in some other backwards kind of way. Right. So it's my job, I feel like, to help people take care of themselves. I'm kind of a relaxation coach or a self-care advocate. I'm not doing it for you, and I don't know how you should do it, but I can help you find the tools, find the things that are going to feed you, feed the different aspects of you, so that when you go out into your world, your life, you feel more whole and more present.
So could you talk a little bit about relaxation and the benefits, why it's so important to relax? We know the benefits of doing, because we're a real doing culture, but what are the benefits of not doing and relaxing?
Right. So one of my sayings, and this was really helpful for me because I was like a straight A student and very responsible and
type A, yeah.
Like to have things just so good, Virgo, and I had a really hard time relaxing. And I took my first yoga class and I literally fell in love with my first yoga teacher because she told me it was okay to relax.
Right.
No one ever told me it was okay to relax.
Right.
So it is a learned skill that most people don't know how to do because we don't have
no one ever taught us
about that,
of course.
And a lot of support about that. Like, what would it feel like if growing up, you know, someone would have said, wow, it's time to relax.
Yeah, wow.
That we're going to be really skillful at relaxing because that's so important.
Yeah. Instead
of try harder or do more.
It would be, I can't even imagine.
So what happens is there's kind of a trauma cycle or a calibration in your nervous system that accumulates. In yoga language, they're called samskaras, or they're little imprints. They're little psychic impressions of tension and little kind of knots. And every time there's some blow, some stress, something abrupt that kind of rattles you, which, you know, you can't escape that in life.
Every day, right.
If you don't have some sort of system to discharge that or release it from your nervous system, from your psyche, and from your cells and your physical body, it's kind of like starts to cement inside of you and create tension.
Right.
And so then you become activated, it's called, and without really realizing it, you're living your life in this kind of activated fight or flight response.
Kind of an emergency, always on alert.
Like there's a little fire alarm going off all the time, and you don't really even realize it because that's what's familiar.
Sure.
You know, and I could almost even get teary thinking about how hard we are on ourselves, and that is the normal way that most people go through the day, is in a hurry and a little bit frantic, that they're just not going to quite get it all done.
Because they're never going to get it done.
Right.
Of course not.
So I actually teach yoga nidra, which is this little golden nugget in yoga that almost no one knows about. And nidra means sleep. So it's yogic sleep. So that little 5-minute resting period that most yoga classes have at the end, you can do a 20, 30, 40-minute practice that's just based on deep relaxation.
That sounds so good.
And it's based on thousands of years of research. Actually, Richard Miller is using it with Vietnam vets, and his version of it is called I Rest. He's kind of westernized it. But basically what you're doing is going in step by step, because it's a process. It's actually scary for most people to relax.
To let go like that, right. Sure.
It's uncomfortable at first, even though you want it so badly. Part of you just is afraid to let go.
What if I let go? What if I let go? Yeah. Everything will fall apart. Everything, yes.
So, you know, we drink, and half the people are taking sleeping pills or some kind of anxiety medication, and because it is stressful being a person.
Right.
It's just, it's not easy. Life is full of surprises, and even the predictable things and the happy good things are stressful.
Yes.
I mean, so I take a half an hour a day and I do yoga nidra, and I teach my clients and my students how to relax and to give yourself permission. I call it permission to do nothing.
Right.
So if you need to be doing something, which most of us need to be doing something.
Right. I'm doing my nidra practice.
I'm doing nothing. I'm consciously doing nothing.
I love it. I think it's so important.
I'm doing something, and it's called nothing.
It's excellent.
And 30 minutes of conscious rest is worth 3 to 6 hours of sleep, because we don't necessarily relax and replenish when we sleep. You know, you have fitful sleep sometimes.
Sure.
And it is a guided, learned process.
Now, do you have a meditation CD about that?
I'm making those.
Good.
So that's something that I need a little motivation.
Do it. We need that. Priestesses need that.
My students love this practice, and I actually will record it for you if you come in for a session and email it to you as an MP3, your own little personal relaxation. But I have a Chakra Goddess meditation CD, which is based on Yoga Nidra.
Okay.
And the process of taking yourself a little deeper and a little deeper. And then the other part about relaxation that's so profound for dealing with stress is we all have these unconscious beliefs that drive us, that you don't really know that's who's driving the bus, let's say, but you keep doing something over and over again. And you've been to therapy, and you've tried self-help, and you live in Boulder or
done
whatever.
Everything. You've done everything.
You are aware, and then you kind of hit this sort of painful place where you kind of know what you're doing, but for some reason you can't stop the pattern.
Right. It's like a compulsive behavior pattern.
And it is. It's this little program. It's this samskara, and it's in your psychic system, and it's in your nervous system. It's like it's wired.
You're hardwired for that. Yeah.
So how do you work with those kinds of stubborn little patterns, let's say? Because you're conscious and you want to evolve, and we all want to be the best version of ourselves.
Sure.
Truly, I believe that.
I do too.
And Yoga Nidra is, to me, I mean, I've tried all sorts of things, and it really works. So you make a sankalpa, an affirmation, a commitment, or a resolve. So part of the time that you spend with yourself is asking for what it is that you want to overcome, let's say. And you work on that, and it might take a week, it might take 5 minutes, but there is a statement, a resolve that will come to you, because you want to be whole.
Right.
Every cell in your body is striving for wholeness all the time. So here's an opportunity, an invitation to be whole, to replace a belief. And then you go through this step-by-step gradual relaxation process, and you implant this belief while you're deeply relaxed and your psyche can receive it.
Right.
Because we've all done affirmations and taped them to the mirror, the dashboard of the car, and
but we're sponges.
Why isn't this working?
But the sponge, we're like full. So in this meditation process, this doing nothing time, you actually, it's kind of like the sponge is now dry, so it can receive.